Ooh, I feel terrible. Still trying to get over this little variant, as they call it. This ain't a normal cold. I have this annoying headache. I wasn't even gonna film. I said screw it, might as well. About to go to my dog job today. Spend some time with some doggies. Alright, and we're off. Let's see. Had a crazy dream. I was walking. I used to not park in the parking spot for my complex I live in. I used to park around the corner in the little neighborhood back street. So I used to have to walk to my car in the dark. So this dream I had, I was walking to that back street. And in my dream I had my big winter coat on with a gigantic hood. And as I'm walking, it seemed like the hood slipped over my head or something like that. The whole dream was kind of weird, and this is what I remember of it. So the hood kind of slipped over my head, and all of a sudden, as this like veil came over my head, there was like a blue pulsing light. I could hear it too as it pulsed. It was weird. And it looked like, I don't even know how to describe it. Not just a solid blue light, it was almost like little microscopic lightning sparks going through the light as it pulsed. It was weird. And as I pulled the veil out, or the hood, whatever it was that was covering my head, as I pulled it off, I was pulling the blanket that was covering my head in bed off of me. It was weird. It was like one smooth motion from coming in the dream, from pulling that off to pulling that. I woke myself up doing that. That was weird. Interesting what the mind does at night when it doesn't have anything to do. It'll just put together images and information and put together a dream. And that was mine. What else? Tried to go on Instagram real quick before I left so I could see if I get some any topics to talk about while I walked. All I saw was this chick. I guess she was about to fight. She was a fighter, and she was doing her weigh-in. So she was taking off her sweatsuit, and she was kind of hot. And she had like some lingerie on underneath. So immediately, me being the troll that I am, I jumped into the comment section to see what people were going to say about that, because I knew people were going to talk smack about her. She was pretty, she looked good, and of course the trolls who aren't pretty and don't look good come out to give their 2 cents. So I wanted to see what they were going to say. Right away, a bunch of guys, little the face emoji with the heart eyes, a bunch of those, a bunch of little fire emojis, and then scroll a little bit further down. And here come the trolls. Like, who really wears that stuff underneath their sweatsuit? She does. Shut up. Just because you can't fit into something that looks good like that. Scroll a little bit further down. This one girl. Oh man, that looks mad trashy. That's what she said. So I touched her profile picture. And she's in her car with some skimpy little thing on. Some low-cut thing showing all her cleavage. Come on, man. Do you even look at yourself before you make comments? You look just as trashy as you're accusing this young girl of being. Like, I'm a troll. I'll admit it. I got a big mouth, and I will talk some S. But I won't talk S about things that I myself are guilty of doing. Or at least I'll admit that as I'm doing it. But to sit there and talk about this girl has every right to do what she wants. You sure as hell did. As you took your, she was this one girl that commented. She was in her car with some low cut cleavage showing top, looking just as trashy as the girl that she was commenting on. Matter of fact, even more trashy. At least this girl just straight up had lingerie on underneath her sweatsuit as she's getting weighed in. You're just sitting in your car, looking like that every day. This girl, whoever this fighter was, she had an excuse to strip down. She's doing a weigh-in. You're just in a car, whoever this commenter was. Crazy. And she looked trashy. Not something you want to bring home to mom. And that girl in the car that commented, I bet she walks around like that every day looking like that. This girl looked like that underneath a big old sweatsuit. Trashy. I heard someone say once, every time you point a finger at somebody, every time you point that finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. Do it right now. Point your finger. That thumb is pointing forward. But those other 3 are pointing right back at you. I always liked that when I heard it. So don't be a hypocrite. And if you want to talk some S, try to cut yourself down a little bit too before you do it. If you're guilty of it, admit it. Own up to it. I'm guilty of this too. I'm working on it. I say that a lot. I'm always working on it. I am a work in progress. I am far from perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to be close to perfect. I have some major flaws that I have to work on. And I do a little bit of it every day. These videos help, I guess. Talk about myself. Own up to all my flaws. I try not to do too much boasting. And I think if everybody was a little bit more like that, the world would be a little bit better. But pop culture doesn't encourage that. Pop culture encourages winning. And pop culture encourages, what else do they encourage? Just egocentric BS. All of social media is look at me. And it sure isn't look at my flaws. Everybody takes the best picture they take. Who knows how many times they took a picture just to get it right so they can look good. I want to see what you look like when you're a mess. That's really you. Right? Everybody puts their best foot forward when they leave the house. Check the mirror, make sure their hair is just right. Right? Clothes are on point, as they say. I want to see what you look like right when you get up out of bed. That's you. Right? I want to see what you look like when you're sick. How do you look when you're throwing up in the toilet? Is your hair on point? Makeup all done right? Bet not. That's the real you. Right when you get out of the shower, no makeup. All you ladies out there, you want your man to see you like that. That's the real you. That's the you that God gave you. All these other extras, all the face paint ladies put on, that's a false front. I know the women, oh, it's just to accentuate the natural beauty I already have. Some of you put on just the right amount of makeup on just the right places to accentuate the beauty you already have. Some of you are painting on a whole mask of makeup. Men are guilty of this stuff too, but men don't wear makeup. That's why it's harder to pick on a man for it. All these guys that gym bros just trying to cultivate that body and look like a chiseled Adonis, or Adonis, however you say it. That's not what you look like, really. I know it took a lot of effort to get there, but I mean, you had to cultivate that. That's not the natural you. The natural you would have been like, all right, say you don't go to the gym. Say you just have a construction job where you're just moving heavy stuff and doing, strenuous things. Then maybe you might attain that body naturally. But all these gym bros, you have to go to the gym to get that done. Otherwise, you don't look like that. And they have the perfectly cropped hair. A lot of unnatural behavior in the humans. That's why I like dogs. Nothing but natural behavior. Except, well, not even true. I was going to say except for the ones that are overly aggressive, but that's a natural reaction. Right? Those dogs have been through some stuff. The ones that are aggressive and bite and don't get along with the pack. Dogs are supposed to get along with other dogs. If a dog is brought up right, they would have already been used to being in a pack. The natural state of a dog is in the context of being part of a group, a pack, closely knit pack. They hunt together, they play together, they sleep together. In the natural world, in nature, dogs on their own, they do not survive long. Humans too, really. Take away all this modern technology. If the power grid were to go down, right? Say some natural catastrophe just knocks all the power out. Humans will resort to their most base natural instincts so quick, it would shock you. There would be looting and rioting. Everybody would be trying to get what they need for them. Screw everybody else. I'm getting for me quick, and I will kill you to do it. That's the nature of a human, especially now, because we've been so far from the tribal mentality, right? We are on isolated mode. So that's why if a catastrophe hits, we go into panic mode, and I got to do for me. If we weren't in such a modern age and some sort of catastrophe hit, we'd be more in a tribal, small-knit social mode. And we'd come together real quick. But I don't think that would happen in this day and age, in this modern time. I don't think that's going to be the reaction. We will see. A huge power outage is coming. I guarantee it. We have yet to see one. Last time I think we saw one was during the earth, what was it? The 94 earthquake? I think it was 94. Back in the 90s, gigantic earthquake hit Southern California. That's where I live. And we haven't really, back then we weren't really in the isolated me only mode. Social media wasn't around back then. The internet was, I don't even think, barely around back then. It's like the mid to early 90s before that. But yeah, the internet really didn't come into what it started to be until around 2000. Late 90s, early 2000. So people still kind of had a sense of community. Because I remember when that earthquake hit, where I live, everybody's brick walls fell down. My dad he works in construction, he drives a dump truck. He pulled this truck out, went all the way up and down the block, picking up everybody's mess, taking it to the dump. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what happened. And then I remember my house kind of became the place where everybody came to have barbecues. Like the whole neighborhood, like at least on our block that knew each other, everybody kind of came together. And I remember thinking, oh man, this is amazing. Like we never really socialized like this before, but because there was like a big, huge event that everybody went through, we all kind of came together and we were all spending time together. But little by little, as time went by and we got further away from the event, everybody's lives got back to normal, quote unquote. Those little gatherings went away. Now I remember thinking later in life, remembering that I was already an adult. I was a kid when this happened. Maybe junior high school, somewhere around there. But I remember thinking, looking back as an adult, that's a shame that it has to be a catastrophe that brings people together. Why can't we just be together? Why can't we just think about each other like that every day? Crazy how that happens. Everybody gets caught up in their own life. But I think that's intentional. I think we're intentionally put into that mental mode of me all the time, me. I mean, look at the people we admire. Right? Celebrities, it's all about them. Me, me, me. Very few celebrities that get to a high level of prominence that aren't all about them. Yeah, that's the world we're living in. Look out for number one. Well, let's see. A couple of exits from my exit. This route to work is a little shorter. Take the 101 going north, get off on Canaan, and it's like right there. It's a little cooler going out this way. Had to dress warm today. I feel terrible. I don't know, maybe the rubber band I had in my hair and the clip was pulling my hair too tight. That can give you a headache at night. I know the women know about this. Guys, if you're not aware, if you're thinking about growing your hair long, get ready for all this stuff. It's girl world. I didn't know how much work a woman goes through until I grew out my hair. This is a lot of work. So I have the utmost respect for women. They do not have it easy. Right? All the makeup they have to put on, have to have their hair right, have to just to impress us. So go easy on the ladies, guys. Go very easy on them. They do not have it easy, and they are in competition with each other for us. That's why women hate women. I think that was a Chris Rock joke. That was hilarious. I think Chris Rock said something like women will be friends with women. They won't trust them around their man. Like, yeah, she's cool to go shopping with, but I don't trust her around my man alone for 1 second. I had to learn the hard way. Be the same way, guys, with your friends. Don't trust any dude around your woman alone. Especially if you know your woman's hot. Man, not to be trusted. I had to learn that the hard way. They'll smile in your face and stab you in the back. That's the way it goes when you're good looking. I don't even think my ex-wife was all that great. She definitely wasn't great as a person. I can 100% say that with confidence. My beautiful woman now, man, she's one in a million. I don't even know how I landed that. I got lucky. That is my queen, and I treat her like that best I can, to the best of my ability. And she took a chance. She can be with anybody. She's with me. She's got a mind. She's got all of it, I think. Mind, body, soul, spirit. Her spirit, man. She's a very unique person. Never met anybody like her. That's what fascinated me about her when I met her. And aside from the fact that I thought she was pretty hot. That's the easy part. That's the visual part. It's the first thing you see. You can see that from a mile away before they even open their mouth and start talking. But when I got to know her, we kind of became friends first. And I remember thinking in my head, man, this is not what I was expecting in terms of what kind of person she is. Those are some bright lights. So that's what won me over. The more I got to know her, the more I liked what I got to know. And I fell in love hard. The change your life kind of love. Like I will change who I am. Not even like on purpose. It just became, I know I became a whole different person because of her and because of dogs. Those are the two factors that affected me the most in my life recently, that made me a completely different person. Like, I grew my hair out, right? I used to shave my head. Yep. And one day, just stop. Just stop shaving my head. Let it grow. Then it got to a, regular length where most guys would probably just, keep it faded. Let it keep growing past that. Couldn't quite get, and there's this weird moment where it's long, but not long enough for you to be able to get it into a ponytail. That's the worst part of growing your hair out. But once you can get it into a ponytail, it's perfect. I love it. So yep, changed all my habits. Everything about me changed. I mean, there was a backstory to that too. I had my mind wiped out. That probably helped too. Someone I pushed the reset button on my brain accidentally. So when I came back, that's a whole nother video. I'll save that story for later. My girlfriend hates when I tell that story, but it's a part of me, so it's gotta tell it. It's part of my story. But yeah, basically I pushed the reset button on me, and everything that I used to like and enjoy, like the whole me that used to be me, just wasn't there anymore. So I guess that's what made it easier for me to change. It's gonna be harder for other people who are in the habit of being themselves. That's a good book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you want to read a good book, read that. It's pretty technical. It talks about the mind and the brain and the forming of habits and all the neurological pathways that connect once it only takes, I forget what the number is, but it only takes a certain amount of time for a habit to be created. Let's do it this way. Normally I back into the spot. Today, I'm gonna park forward. There we go. Boop. It's my musical accompaniment. So yeah, became a different person. Now I'm doing different things. That's why I work every day, or at least try to. Right now they cut Saturdays out at my other job. I hope it comes back. I think I'm a better person when I'm constantly working. I have to constantly always be doing something. I can't have idle time. Idle time, what is it? Idle hands are the devil's plaything. So keep yourself busy. That's my advice. Young people out there, keep yourself busy, keep yourself doing. Adhere to a strict schedule. Don't play with your life like loose. Be structured. I didn't have that growing up, so it's hard to find it now. And it seems like me being able to work every day keeps me on like at least a schedule. Gotta be at this place at a certain time, gotta be doing these certain things. So, alright, well I guess that's it for today. It's a bit longer, about 23 minutes for this video, and that's it. Everybody be good, do good.